I ordered 2 screws, or actually, well, they're bolts for the hinge pins. These should not be exactly made the same. My originals, this one here, the tip broke off. This one here is warped. I ordered these from eBay. They were not listed as being the right part number. I was going by the size dimensions. They are a 4M screw, which means it's a 4mm screw, and they are, these here are listed as being 76mm. What I ordered is actually 12.9 hardened steel, and these ones are listed as being 75mm. Now my hinge pins did stick out the back a little bit out of each mount, and if you look here, this one here that's listed as being 75mm, the head on it's a little bit larger, and if you look, it's just a little bit shorter for the actual shaft dimensions. But I should be able to make that work. Here's my parts bag of everything I needed to put back together on this. I want to make sure it's going to screw in. Well, it's not this part that it screws into anyway. It's the back and up in here that it screws into. Let me put this tire underneath to support the weight, and I just want to make sure it's going to screw in. That doesn't seem to be matching up for the thread diameters. So this is not going to work. Even though they were both listed as having the same thread diameters, it just doesn't want to fit. Unless there's a problem with that screw. Let me try the other one. And it doesn't want to fit either. Let me try my original screw. And it doesn't want to screw in either. Let me try these on the other side where it wasn't damaged and see how it fits. And it screws into there. Okay. So my threads are a little bit messed up from when it broke off. Okay, let me go ahead and stick the dry shaft in, or the dog bone in. And unscrew that just a little bit. It's when I started. And this piece here is set that it actually goes in. I believe it goes in like this. So the heads of the screws have a place to go into. This is gonna, I ordered a tripod and it never came in the mail yet. And it's been about a month ago since I ordered it. I'm gonna have to start up an eBay dispute on that purchase. Here we go, it's all back together. Those screws are just a little bit shorter. They do fit. They still come out the other side, the little mounts. So a 75mm long bolt that's a 4mm will work. They're underneath this piece here, so you can't really see the heads of them. All I got left to do is hook up the battery and put the shell back on the car. I do want to check. Okay, that's not too tight, not too loose. Okay. She's all back together and ready to run. I had to replace this arm here. The other arm wasn't broken yet. Now, I noticed even the original bolt going through the plastic of this one right here, the original hinge pin, fits tightly. I actually had to tap it through ahead of time with a hammer and then run it back out a few times just to loosen it up so I could actually get the hinge pin in the car, because it was pushing plastic in towards the actual connector in the back where it actually screws into. All I got, like I said, left to do is hook up the battery, put this shell back on with the two little clips, and she is done. Everything looks all right. Let me make sure these here are tight enough. Those there, I believe, are not the 7mm size. Should be the next size. No, it is a 7mm size. Just want to make sure I actually add these apart there. Just want to make sure they were tight. My sway bar link kit, or the sway bar in here, I'm not sure if it's tight enough or if it needs tightened down some. It's about where it was whenever I bought the car, though. Well, I'd like to thank you for viewing this video. Remember to click like and subscribe. Peace. This will be my first run with the Pirates 3 after repairing it. I need to turn the car on and turn on the controller. I ordered a headband for the GoPro and a chest mount and everything else, and the order was placed a long time ago and it's never arrived, and eBay won't let me start a dispute against the guy until the 9th of this month. So in about 8 more days from the day this is recorded, I'll be able to open up a dispute. Then I'll have to reorder it from somebody else, and who knows how long that stuff's going to take to get here. It makes it really difficult to actually record and hold the camera and the controller all at the same time. If you look, the controller here is a Z Racing 2.4 gigahertz controller. It's the same basic controller as a Dumbo RC, which gets really great reviews, good range, quick responses. Well, give me 1 second while there are buttons on this controller that are not used. Like right down here is a button. If you look, it turns the light on blue by pressing on it. That's channel 4, channel 3. Actually, it's channel 3. Channel 4 is up here. It's a 3-way switch. And of course, that doesn't do anything with this car either, because it doesn't have any extra features on it. But it's kind of cool the controller can support it. These Dumbo RCs, you can actually program them to do multiple different cars if you buy extra receivers. I'm going to buy some receivers. I think I'm going to switch all my cars over to use one controller, which will make it a little bit easier, because it wouldn't matter which controller I grab, as long as I turn the car on, it'll bind to it. I'm also running a 4S battery in it. If you look here, it's a TCB worth 6,000 milliamp. It's a 4S LiPo. It's a huge battery. It really is. It's a long battery. And that's what I'm running in the car right now. The car originally came with a 3S battery, but it supports a 4S or a 3S LiPo. My backyard's actually uphill. That's why the car drifts backwards when I let go of the controller. I'm actually going to set down my camera and record a little bit as I run the car. I think I need to trim it maybe a little bit. Maybe not a come straight portion. Get out of the way, Sadie. The yard's really not large enough to make it large of an RC. Hard to grip traction if he does. And you go full out. All you do is I'm about to check these tires, make sure none of the glue left loose. That one's still glued well. That one's glued well. That one's glued well. Okay, they're all still glued well. Maybe it's just kicking something out of the car there. saw it the first time I went to go run this, and I only glued one of the walls that actually let go, and the rest seem to be holding well. This thing's kind of violent on a 4S. Rocks that were thick enough there. Is what I hear there. Sadie, leave it alone. You're gonna eat yourself hurt. Notice it doesn't nearly go as quick backwards as what it does forwards. Those tires really blown out, or all the bigger they are. Sadie, get away from it. trail there where I just went through. Missing grass. Something doesn't sound right. I think the gear's ground off inside of it. And I never adjusted it, never messed with it since it was delivered the way they delivered it. Well, I gotta take the cover off and find out what the hell happened to the gears, because it does not sound right. Looks like my gear there was not fitting quite tight enough. It actually destroyed the one on the motor. It like rounded off the edge of it. I may be able to slide it back together, make it fit a little tighter. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to take a look and see what I can do. No matter what, I probably need to order a new gear for the motor. These two screws right here on the bottom of the Z Racing will slide the motor sideways to tighten up the spur gear. And if you look here, I was able to put it back in, but my spur gear is kind of messed up, and I'm afraid of messing up the other gear, so I'm going to order a new spur gear. And it just came, either it came loose, or they didn't have it tight enough from factory. So every time I played with my ZD Racing, something has broken. First time the tire came unglued on that side, on the inside edge. Second time I smacked into a van and it broke the front control arm. And this time my spur gear stripped out, and I was here checking, and this tire here, I didn't re-glue the inside edge of this tire yet because it was still glued, and it came loose, so I'm going to have to re-glue this front tire. All the other tires still feel okay. This one over here, I already re-glued the inside edge of that one already. So every time I played with it, something's broken. This time, tire came unglued in its spur gear. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for watching my video. Remember to click like and subscribe. Peace.